Scrappy friends, a big welcome to my YouTube channel today. Melinda here with you, and I have got a traveler's notebook layout that I'm sharing with you, and I'm using some beautiful goodies from Traci Reed. This is the stunning Wildflower collection, and you can see I have started with this is actually one of the pattern papers. It is I think I used the 12 by 12 version and I cut it down to the correct size because I wanted the continuation of the wood panels across my background. I'm using mostly the 4 by 6 pattern cards here. I have got that blue butterfly pattern is I think from one of the Traveler's Notebook papers. And I'm going to use that down the center. I've got some 3 by 4 cards here. I'm just sorting them out. I'm finding something that I can mat my photos on that is more of a white based pattern. So you can see here I've got 2 photos and 3 4 by 6 pattern cards, and that's where I'm going to start. Using my glass mat here, for my head, to line these up where I want them. Sorry for my head again. I wanted to make sure they were straight and in the right place. Then I'm going to trim this down. I think, yes. Yep. And then I'm going to trim this piece in half. And no, I'm making it an even size to make it easier to trim in half. Once I've trimmed it in half, I am going to use a scallop border punch with little hearts in the scallops. Here it is. It's one of those knockout punches. I think they're really handy. I don't have very many border punches, but this certainly helps. I'm not going to make you watch all this, but I do punch the borders of that on both of these. I'm going to stick these two together so that I can line things up as I'm making the page, because then it's going to be easy for me to take that tape off. I knew I wanted to add something in my background here, so I have got this is a Dusty Attic stencil, and I have no idea what colour Stampin' Up! Ink that is. Let me see if I've written it down. Bashful Blue. There you go. Bashful Blue. It's an older colour, and you can see I'm just stenciling on those butterflies in a diagonal from the top right down to the bottom left. I love with these butterflies how they start bigger at the bottom and go smaller as they go across. And now this is Night of Navy, another Stampin' Up! Ink colour, and this is Cocoa Vanilla Studio stamp. And I'm just going in and stamping some hearts here. Just making a bit of a messy background, not too messy. And then I'm pretty sure I do some splatters, yeah. So I've just used my ink pad there. This is Night of Navy. I'm going to add some splatters across that diagonal as well. And I think then I'm going to call my mixed media done. But I'm not sure. I made this a little while ago. Life has been a bit crazy. How about you? Has your life been crazy as well, or is it just me? I think it's everyone at the moment. Okay, so I've got my splatters. Oh yes, I'm going to do some more splatters in the Bashful Blue as well. I just turned my ink pad, well, I closed my ink pad and smooshed it into the lid, added some water and some more splatters. Done. I've popped that aside to dry. I'm going to work on my layers here. That fun scallop in the background is actually like flowers. It's so cute. What am I doing? Oh, ink. I decided once I got this far that I wanted to add some ink. I'm using Distress Oxide in Hickory Smoke. And it's easy enough to do with only the one layer on there. I've done that to all of my patterns here. And I'm just going to center that up and stick it down, making sure that my like the center line between my two photos is like in the middle of the two pages. I can take that off, and do I cut it? Yep, trim it straight away. Otherwise I'm likely to do something dumb and then be upset with myself. Alright, happy with that. Except that's not quite straight, so I'm going to fix it up. Then I realised that I hadn't stuck my scallops down. Who picked that? Who picked that earlier? Nice one. So I'm just going to add my ink. I'm only going to show you one side. I lift up all of the things that I've stuck down, and then I stick this right along the edge, and no one will ever know. I'm rather impressed with the fact that it worked. Oh no. I knew in one of my videos I had changed my ATG. I thought that I was just going to leave that in there then, but I thought I'd cut it out. Alright, something's not straight, just cut it off. Alright, so I've done both of those. I have gone through the embellishment stickers here, and you can see I've literally dumped them all on my desk. I am going to go through and do another sweep in a minute and narrow that down, but first I want to get my title in place. So I've got the full of, which is part of the stickers, and then, so I don't know how much attention you're paying then, I have a sheet of alphas from this collection. I have done yellow, no, I've done blue and I've done green. I took a lot of time to set them up in my Cameo to do a print and cut, and let me just say it was a disaster. It didn't line up, but moving right along, I have pulled out the letters that I want to use, and I'm just going to fussy cut them. It's easy enough to do, and when you're only doing 3 letters, it is not as painful as doing, you know, multiples of each letter for a full alphabet. So I'm very carefully just trimming those out. Do all of those. So what am I doing? I'm playing with a couple of embellishments. I really like that pop of yellow. Then I'm like, okay, this is driving me crazy with my title moving around. I'm going to stick it down. I left my little dot till last. But I inked around all the edges of those as well. And that's stuck down. And then I realised that I was going to leave a space to tuck a tag in for my journaling, and I totally forgot. So let's pull everything up again. Thankfully this worked. All of it though, I can reprint if it didn't work. Just checking where I need that to go. I have got some scrap cardstock here. I'm going to use my really skinny, I think it's 1/8 of an inch tape. I'm going to trim that off. So I've stuck that right to the edge. I'm going to trim that off, and then I'm going to cut that into little strips and build little walls for a tiny bit of dimension for me to be able to stick in the tag so it can move in and out of the page easily. I'm just using everything to line things up here, because I don't want you to be able to see this bit, obviously. Taking that double-sided tape off, sticking that behind there. I'm going to do another one, do exactly the same thing for the other side, and then use my little offcuts to do the other side. I also have to build up just a tiny bit on my paper layers on that side, just so that it all sits flush, but it works really well in the end, and I'm very happy. So that is, I think, 2 layers high. Sticking that in there, and then I'll pop one at the bottom as well. Yeah, I did it too high. So I'm just going to make sure that they're all too high so that it is even. There we go. Perfect place for my little tag to tuck in. I'm going to add some more double-sided tape here. You can see just on the right hand side of my hand there, I've added some of those same strips to my paper layers there. I'm going to remove the backing here, then I can stick those layers back on top, and I have a little home for my tag where it slides in and out easily, which is perfect. Line all that back up. You would never ever know that I had to pull it all apart to put it back together. Perfecto. There we go. Yay. Alright, now embellishing. I've gone through the stickers again, and I've pulled out the few bits and pieces that I think I want to use, and I come up with a few word strips, and I don't add a great deal. So, oh happy day, something in the sunshine, and such a something or other. I'm looking at the little tiny screen on my screen. You can see it all in the close-up. So I'm going to ink all of these as well. Stick them down. Lift up layers so I can stick things under, because you know that's just how we roll. It takes me a little while to decide exactly where this is going. I'm like, here, nope. Okay, where is this going? I'm going to try, you know, a gazillion different places before I can decide. And drop it a few times. Here it is. Yes, happy with that. Add some ink to this. I then stick this onto another piece of, I think, cardstock, just to give it a bit more weight. Especially if it is going to be pulled in and out of the little pocket. I want to make sure it's not just going to fall apart. So I'm just going to stick that to this piece of paper, trim it out, ink the edges I think. I'll add my journaling to that. That can go straight back in to my little, where it belongs. Add in my little hole for my twine. And then my final touch, I think. Oh, that's right. I add a couple of staples just for something a bit different. I add some twine to my tag, and then I also bring in some, they're like brass coloured little butterflies that I spread across the page in place of enamel dots. I'm going to tie a bow in this. It is actually navy and white, not black. Trim down my, there we go. And my little butterflies from Stampin' Up. I'm going to add 5 of them, I think. Again, on that diagonal from the top left to the bottom right. These are super cute. I wish I got more than one pack. And I'm going to call that done, I believe. Nope, I'm going to move this butterfly around 14,000 times. Yes, and there is your close-up. I've added my gel into my little tag there. I'm super happy with how this turned out. This is a beautiful collection by Traci Reed. It's called Wildflower. I hope that you've enjoyed my share today. If you do have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. As always, thank you ever so much for stopping by and choosing to spend your scrappy time with me. I really do hope that you enjoy my shares. And I look forward to sharing my next creation with you. Until then, have a fantastic scrappy day.